Praise the Lord, saints. This is Elder Heyman. And of course, I get on here when I begin to think of things. And what I'm about to say right now is after a phone call. I'm not trying to down anyone or trying to put anyone on blast. That's not me. Most of you know that's not me. That's not what I do. But what I want you to do, as well as myself, is we have to be more empathetic, have more empathy towards others. Maybe you can't share what they go through. No, you cannot. If you haven't went through something, you cannot say, well, I know what you're feeling, because you really don't. And I understand I have to remind myself about that too. That you cannot sympathize with someone if you haven't went through it yourself. But you can't empathize. You can offer your shoulder, you can offer help, you can offer just as we call it, as a shelter in a storm. But what I want to say is this, and I think this is also tied to anything that we dealt with in terms of grief. When a person dies, and that person is very close to you, whether it's a brother, a sister, a child, your son, your parents, doesn't matter whether they did something or whether they were into something, or that's not even the case. You lose someone that's so important to you, you're going to cry. And it has nothing to do with having no hope. I want to explain that. It has nothing to do with, especially if they're saved, it has nothing to do with us having no hope and not being able to see them again. We know we will. But you're going to miss them. You are going to miss them. And everyone has to realize that you will miss them. And you cannot put a time. Yes, the scriptures say in the Old Testament, they gave 30 days of mourning, but that was like a national mourning for a leader. That's one thing. So they set aside certain days for mourning, because the whole thing is to understand that things keep going, life keeps taking place. And yes, this is true. Life keeps going on. We cannot be halted. But after saying all that, what we cannot do, my brothers and sisters, is put someone under a time frame. Well, you should grieve this many days and then you should begin back this way. If you really love someone, that person is going to be on your mind your entire life. Just understand that. That person is going to be on your mind for your entire life. Now, the emotions may not be as intense. They may not be as intense. And I got that. But even though it may not be as intense, it's still there. You're going to feel something. I feel I've been blessed that my mother's still alive, but my grandmother, on both sides, they passed away. They're the ones that gave me my foundation, my spiritual foundation. And I miss them. I miss them a lot. I don't let that affect what I do every day. But you have a time to remember. And they did this and they've done that. And you have these memories. Those memories should be kept, because those are what you have of them. And that person I'll even give you a good example. My bishop, Bishop Swansea. I wish that I could sometimes, he would be there with me to, I can talk to him of certain things. He was the one that really understood about what I was going through with Sister Heyman. She knew it. He knew it. So we would talk for a while. And I get the one thing, I tell him my fears, I tell him how I feel so scared, and he would calm me down. Because he went through the same thing with the first Sister Swansea. And he didn't want me to suffer. And I grew from that. But I still think of Bishop Swansea. I still think of his guidance, his leadership, his love. Personally, I know he loved me because we talked about various things and he showed that he cared for me. So no one can tell me, okay, forget about him, you got your own pastor now. No, he's a part of my life. Well, with something in Bishop Dorsey, Joseph Dorsey, he's part of my life. Elder I.D. Harris, he's part of my life. And these are the ones who have made me who I am, or at least the Lord has put into my life to help me to see who I am. And I can name other people. I have cousins that passed away. And I still think of them. I still think of how we used to play, how we used to go through these things. And whether they were saved or not, you still think of them. And sometimes, yeah, you shed a tear. You shed a tear. But you don't let that overrun your life. I think people get that mixed up. Grieving does not mean you let grieving take over your life so that all you do is grieve all day and cry all night and grieve all day and cry all night. That's no. So understand, when a person says that they need to grieve, that they just need some time out, that they can try to put things into perspective. They can try to remember the things that bound you two together. And to me, it's very cruel to tell a person, you don't have to do that, you don't have to do that anymore. That's cruel. Because you don't know what they went through. You don't know. God knows. And God will deal with them. So let God deal with the grieving process. If he says, at this time, you're not going to cry, then you won't cry. But still, you might cry. And you might cry one day. You might cry 2 or 3 days. Not in a row, but there may be certain days. Certain days are good. Certain days are not so good. That's why when I do funerals, and especially for the ones who are died young, and I've had to bury 2 of my nephews who died young. Hardest funerals I've ever done. Because what can you tell their mother? Oh, everything's going to be okay. No, you can't tell them that. Yes, you know everything's going to be okay, but their son is dead. How are you going to just flippantly say, oh, everything's going to be okay? It takes time. And what I say then, I say right now. The Lord will lead you in order to heal. But it's in his time, not our time. It's not that I'm upset. So please don't get the idea that Elder Heyman is upset with anybody. I'm not. But I want us, as people of God, to be more conscientious of those who have lost loved ones. Everyone deals with it their own way. And God does not have a cookie cutter approach. He allows us to deal with it in the way that he sees fit. Let them do it. Let them do it. They'll be fine. They'll be okay. God will dry their tears. God will give them strength. God will help them in all of their ways. But they miss that someone. And they can do that. They're not in idolatry. They're not sinning. Let them say, I miss my son. I miss my daughter. I miss my brother. And I see two of you are there. You know what I'm talking about. You know exactly what I'm talking about, because I know that you two are going through. And Lord bless you too. And may he keep you too. And the Lord will heal. But let no one tell you when to stop grieving. Only God knows that answer. So I want this to be upbeat, but I'm sorry I didn't mean it to be so. But I'm just seeing people that are, I know they're not trying to be cruel. I know they're trying to say, like, buck up, right? You can do it, you can do it, you can do it. Yes, that's fine. You can do it, and you can make it. You can go through. That's very true. But what you cannot do, more than anything else, is dictate to someone how to grieve. Remember that. Let the Lord show them. Let the Lord give them comfort. And say, may the Lord give them comfort? Yes. May the Lord give them peace? Yes. May the Lord give you a bind for your heart to heal what is broken? Yes. But that's, again, you're allowing God to do it. You're not putting limits on it. If you love your brother, if you truly love your brother, if you truly love your sister, be with them, put an arm around them, encourage them, do all those things, but don't limit them. Yes, yes, yes. And I know that's always on your mind. It would be crazy if it wasn't on your mind. I would say that you not even, oh, did you really care? If so, yes, you're going to think about it, but you will get better. Every day the Lord will teach you. Every day the Lord will walk with you. And you've seen it already. But he'll teach you more. He will walk with you more. And the best of all, you will have the experience to help someone else when they go through the same thing. And that help will be so therapeutic. God knows how to bring people together who are hurt to help others who are hurt. The same person I talked to today encouraged me greatly. And just in what he said, he encouraged me. And I thank God for that guy. I'm not going to tell who his name is because I do not want to embarrass him. But he is my friend. And I just want to let him know as well that things will be okay. Things are okay. But you can still cry. And it's fine. Because remember, after all is said and done, Jesus wept. God bless you.